Hi and welcome to the final week of ProQuest, week 3 results. I've been joined by UK national champion George Rodger and James Ashall.
Howdy.
How's everybody
Hello.
been?
Very good, thank you. It's been a very good weekend for me.
George has been killing it he's been tearing up the UK.
And we shall see how well you've done in a minute. Okay, let's get cracking. We've got a fair bit to do. Eight shops this week. Bad Moon Cafe, 32 players. So this is the biggest event on the Saturday. You were there, George. What was it like?
It was busy. It was good. It was like it was really stacked. Actually, there's a lot of good players there. London did put in a lot of the big known names, and yeah, it was really nice environment. I really enjoyed it there. And
Steve is brilliant.
yeah, that is why I saw so many Lexis. There were just loads of Lexis there. That makes sense.
I went there.
First time seeing this.
All right, see how many Lexis there. The thing is, I went there for an armory, because I was there in London, and I thought that store was brilliant. You got the cafe bit. I was ordering flat whites. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant service. And Steve, was orchestrating it all. So yeah, 5 Lexis. It is, Ranger heaven down there, it seems. Dash, Phi, Highlander, all 4 apiece. Then we got Bravo and Oldhams, the Guardians, holding them all back. Dorinthia, Rhino on 2, and everybody else, Arachne, Azalea, Bolton, Briar, and Viceroy all on 1. So let's get to the top 8. So top 8 was 2 Phi, 2 Highlander, a Bravo, a Bolton, an Oldham, and a Rhino. So I bet it was nice to have a fellow club mate in the top 8, wasn't it? With Quinn and Bolton.
It was. I mean, seeing him on Bolton was just brilliant. I was ripping into him constantly, saying that's such a terrible choice, and then he top 8s with it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. We've said it for quite a while. If you know the deck, you can do really well. Hamish made top 8 in Underworld games in Nottingham with Bolton, and now Quinn. Quinn got to top 8. He got on stream a couple of times, didn't he? He pulled off a massive Lumina turn in the Swiss,
and in the top 8 as well. The top 8 one was insane. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
And that was against the Rhinar player Simon Luthley. So sadly, it didn't work out for him. But you went in to the top 4. So we got 1 Phi. So you're on Phi. Shamir Sami is on Highlander. Oldham player was Zhang Nguyen, so hopefully got that right this time, Zhang. I know you just terrible at names sometimes.
I was just as bad. I kept calling him the wrong name intentionally, then I saw him.
He put it on the stream. You went, "This is how you say it." I was like, "Right, I've got to say it right." It's like shit. And then Simon Luthy, as we said, is on Rhinar. So Quinn went out in the top 8 against Rhinar. Then you faced the Rhinar top 4.
Yep.
You made short work of that.
Yeah.
So the final was Phi and versus so you, George, versus Shamir again on Highlander. So you played him in the Swiss, and now you're playing him in the final.
Yep.
How did that go?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable again. I think, but I played Highlander 4 times in Bad Moon Cafe, and won all of them. So it was really good.
Yeah, it's always nice when you feel comfortable going into a match.
Yeah.
I was watching the match, but I turned away for a slight second. Was there something like with a missed channel trigger or something?
Yeah, there was a missed channel trigger
at
the end of the game.
Right.
I don't know how much of an impact it would have made, because it was going to go away anyway. The turn after, and he was very low life at the point, so it was like maybe it made a big impact or not, but yeah, it was unfortunate it happened, but you missing triggers in a final.
Yeah.
I don't expect my opponent to give me them, and I don't give my opponent them either.
Thing is, sort of like Shamir is a very well versed player, making it into the top 8 of Pro Tour. So nerves maybe just got the better of him. But he had another channel in his hand, so he could have backed that up with the second one, and just that's what I thought he was going to do, just try and rotate him round. But You know, it's just...
He was really low at that point, no, life-wise.
Yeah.
So
But the thing is, every time when that channel was there, you had a belittle in your hand. So, you know, it actually made very little. You had a blue in your hand to play the belittle, and then you got the minnowism. So you were going, well, I've got 6 resources anyway. So, you know, it
belittle
didn't
card's
really
quite
make...
good, isn't
it? I think the play that I liked is when you pitched for Fi in his turn, got your Phoenix Flame back, and then played the belittle to get the minnow back. So like,
so
that was like a really
minnow in
cool thing. I was
turn.
like, I was like, oh, that's quite cool. I like that.
Yeah, but this is what separates George from the rest of us mere mortals. Fanboy in Manchester, 30 players, 13 heroes. So another fantastic turnout. We're up north, so Fi is dominating the amount of players that are turning up. Dromai, quite surprising considering there's that many Fi players up north that we have a high amount of Dromai, because Fi tends to you know, really like these Dromai matches. 3 Briar, 3 Kano. So Liam Canning is Kano player. This is his shop. So and Scott Jones was playing Kano as well. 2 Icelander, 2 Lexi, 2 Oldham, Arachne, a Dash, a Dorinthia, a Katsu, a Rhino, and a Viserai. So 13 will come up a lot through this episode. Most of the events have got 13 heroes.
There's no Levia.
No.
No Azalea here either.
No.
There's Azalea.
Yeah, there's 2 Lexi.
You know that's going to change next season. It's just going to be a whole pie chart of Azalea. Come the new set.
You know, it'll be Riptide, mate. Okay, so top 8. So we got Fi on 3, Briar on 1, Dash on 1, Icelander, Kano, and Rhino all on 1. Now, where did all the Dromai players? I think the Fi players just absolutely had a field day and got rid of them. So there's some familiar faces. Liam Cannon's smartest trousers in all of Fab. So this time he's wearing his lucky Shamrock ones. He wasn't playing Kano. That was Scott Jones, who's standing next to him, was playing Kano.
I think he was on Briar.
He was on Briar. You are correct. Should give you a little ting. Well done. I don't know who the next chap is next to Scott, but there we have Lila Green, and I don't know the rest of them. So well done for making it into the top 8. How did that pan out? We have 1 Briar, that is Liam Canning. We have Joe Fletcher on Dash, Harrison Shaw on Fi, and Jake Warburton is on Icelander. It's nice to see Dash actually getting into a top 4. You know, the talk of the town was Dash was going to be S tier. Hasn't featured really at all these 2 weeks
the
in
ice,
the UK.
I think it's really struggles, and especially like hypothermia with Icelander. I mean, it just ended its turn. It was really, really rough.
Especially if you're setting up for a nice maximum velocity and then you go, not happening today.
Nope.
But how did that pan out? So we have the Fi made it into the final and the Icelander. So Harrison Shaw on Fi and Jake Warburton on Icelander.
Oof.
What do we reckon?
I can Fi.
I mean,
I gotta go with my boy.
I always want to say Icelander because in theory it should do better, considering like hypothermia, blizzard, the frostbites, and everything like that. I'm gonna go against Georgia and say Icelander.
Okay, it was Icelander 1.
Yes.
So thanks to Seb, Liam Canning, for all the info, and Liam's actually recorded the top 8 cut. So I've got a top 8, a top 4, and a final. He sent them to me, which was very kind of him. So now I better pull my finger out my butt and get them processed, and so everyone can see them.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that was really good of Liam. Harrison Shaw was running a Kadachi file list. So someone is embraced the way of George.
I can respect.
He's done very well for himself, so well done. Brilliant. Harrison. Fantastic.
You run both weapons, though, don't you? You have Kadachi and then Searing Ember Blade sideboard.
I've
right?
got both in there.
Yeah, it's dependent on the matchup. So when we went to Manascreen, this is the story that I was going to say, but then got sidetracked. When I played Nathan Hill's first round, I just put Kadachis in, and then when I saw George, I went, "Yeah, it didn't go too well." He went, "Oh, you put Ember Blade in, right?" And I went, "No, I play Kadachi." And he was like, no, it's Ember Blade for Oldham. And I went, well, when you sent me the sideboard, you said work it out. So, yeah, I didn't really work it out, did I?
I was very busy at the time. And sent it here. Oh, I trust you, Barry. You can sort it.
But the thing is, it's just like, it's trial and error, isn't it? It's just like, that's what you had to do, trial and error, get it right. It's just like, play it. Right.
I mean, I gave Dan the full breakdown on every matchup in a sideboard guide. We'll see how that did for him later.
Yeah. But the thing is, you guys are playing constantly now. So, you know what I mean? When you're playing, like, the 6 of you, you've got sort of like, yourself, you've got Dan Collett, you've got Quinn, you've got Jacob Clements, you've got Nathan Corbin. They're all, like, really good players. So it's just like, between you can play the top decks and all, smash out ideas against one another. So...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the results this PQ season has really shown. Highlander Games in Dundee, 28 players. So a really good turnout up in Scotland. This is the only ProQuest they had, and they've got some fantastic stores up there.
It's a shame because clearly, like, 28 players showed. So there's the scenes up there. So I think LSS definitely dropped the ball, not giving Scotland more ProQuests.
Yeah,
and I hope in the RTN season they get a lot more.
Yeah.
Not even Edinburgh got one. Like Mox in the Hole is normally the one that gets one, and there's another one in Edinburgh as well that I can't think of.
Maybe they just go, there's less ProQuests actually given out. I don't know. Maybe it goes on the amount of events.
So many in London, and then you get one in the whole of Scotland. I don't think it's okay. I think just have more.
Wales didn't get any.
No. Yeah.
There's got to be a scene there. Right, okay, so 5 dash. Oh my god, this is where all the dash have been hiding. Give them another ProQuest, Christ's sake. Right, 5 dash. 4 Icelanders, so that's not great for dash. 3 Dromai, 3 Phi, 3 Oldham, 2 Kano, 2 Viscerai, Azalea Dory, Katsu, Levia, Lexi, and a Reiner. So, a really good spread. Look, 13 heroes again. I kept telling you, 13 is coming up, and it is unlucky for some.
No Arachne and no... What's the other one? It's Bolton. No Bolton.
Yes. Right, so top 8. 2 Icelanders, 1 dash still survives. The Icelander Onslaught, a Dorinthia, a Dromai, a Phi. The Lexi was a Lightning Lexi, and there's an Oldham. So
was it definitely the Lightning?
I don't know. I don't know what weapon they had, but they, when they gave me the report, they went, it was a Lightning one. So presently, we're seeing, loads of ice. Not really Lightning. Lightning hasn't been around since Starvo days.
You get the ice, you get the low fuse ones, but that's all you ever really see.
Yeah.
But Lightning, really, Starvo Day Lightning was real fun.
Yeah. Okay, so how does that translate? We have the top 4. So Sharif Shabani raises his head again above the parapet, and he's there. Was missing from all the big events, but we find you in Highlander Games. Galin Yordanov has got Dromai. Pontus Angafuz was playing Icelander, and Osama McDonald is playing the Lightning Lexi build.
So Sharif on 5, is that?
Sharif is on 5, yeah.
Yeah. What were the pairing?
Yeah, when you say Sharif, you automatically think Dory. But
Dory?
Yeah, I was looking for where's Dory? What's happened?
Yeah. So when I said Dory at the beginning, no, it's not it. He's playing Phi. So he gave himself, you could say the best chance. So it is a Phi Lexi final.
Ooh.
So Sharif versus Osama. Lightning versus Fire.
Versus. It really comes down to the Lexi's turn 1. It can just go insane on its turn 1. I'll give it to Phi. I think Phi more reliably will get the blow up before Lexi does.
I would have said Phi. I think Lexi just might require a turn or 2 setup just to then really go. So I think Phi will pressure enough.
It was Lexi.
Really?
Wow! Oh, awesome.
Might have been no, not blocking, and shock charmers might have made a difference. I don't know. But yeah, Lexi Lightning has won. So all the other Lexis that made it into the top cuts, the top 4s and the finals have been Ice Lexis in the UK. This Lightning Lexi managed to pull it off and win.
Wow,
that's brilliant.
So thank you to Rainer. Aries Venter, they were also plugging the YouTube channel Teklo Spark that was streaming that, so you can go back and watch those games. Declan P and Jin for all the information there. So yeah, cheers for that. Brilliant. Okay, the venue in Plymouth. 13 raises its head again. 13 players, 7 heroes. Oh, I've spelled heroes wrong. So yeah, quite a small one. Quite up. I think they had an event previously. They're quite a new store for running events.
Fire is very popular in the UK.
It is, yeah.
I can only imagine why.
Hang on, I just need to stop for 2 minutes. I just had a note passed to me. My little one wants more time on her tablet so she can do homework. Now I can't say no to that, can I?
No.
Because we all want her to do better than me.
You're doing all right, Barry.
You've got a solid job, haven't you? Really?
Yeah, I've just
Pretty
switched.
sure you're smashing it, Barry.
I'm doing all right. I switched jobs this year, so yeah, 4 weeks in.
Are you working with someone soon?
Mikey Bourne. I'm working with Mikey Bourne. Yeah, Mikey. Mikey's going to be working with me, so yeah, it's going to be good. Right, so Fi, the land. It's a bit weird. We're down south, and Fi has reared his head. Where's the Icelanders? There's only one Icelander. This is the hunting ground of all the Icelanders.
No Oldham at all.
So 4 Fi, 3 Dramai, 2 Dories, 1 Briar, 1 Dash, an Icelander, and a Lexi. I don't know if it's ice or lightning. So how does that pan out? They had a top 8. So the 3 File made it. 1 Briar, 1 Dash, 1 Dory, 1 Icelander, 1 Lexi. We're not going to play the game of who didn't get in because I didn't work that out.
It was only 1 5. Oh, there was 4 5 and only
4
5.
4
5, yeah.
All right, sorry.
There's still one missed out.
Okay. So we have 2 Fi, 1 Dorinthia, and 1 Icelander making it through.
Did the fires get paired into the Icelander and the Dory?
We'll get to that.
George,
so Nathan Eastwood and Tom Evans were on Fi. Steve Andrew was on Dory, and he was also the King of Swiss, so he done really well. Nice. And Bruno Krakow was on Icelander. So they didn't. It's not a Fi mirror match final, so they either got paired against each other in the top 4, or went the other way. So we have Tom Evans on Fi, and Bruno Krakow is on Icelander, and he is like play test buddies with Jack Raven, Francesco, and Sean. That'll be Francesco Giorgio and Sean Nolden, for those who don't know. Okay, so Bruno on Icelander versus Tom Evans on Fi.
So I beat mine, then Anon lost, so I go back to Fi winning again. I mean, I'm always going to say Fi wins. Fi always wins.
I'll go the other way again. Same reasons, Icelander.
Okay, Tom Evans on Fi won. So Fi beat Ice. So down south, it's the lone Fi who's won that match. So thanks to Caleb, Jack Raven, and Bruno for the information on that. But the thing is, they had the venue. They had a problem with the prizes. So when their prize pack was delivered, there was a massive hole in it, and essentially the metal tokens were all missing. The gold foil was missing. So there's probably a postie somewhere who plays Fab who's now trying to flog a gold foil, or they've got a gold foil for their collection. So it's just unfortunate that Tom didn't get to unpack his gold foil for winning that event. But he has been told that it's on its way. So that is Saturday. Saturday all done. 4 more to go. Reroll games in Navan in Ireland. Let's turn my page. Okay, so 8 players, 8 heroes. We've never had that. Yeah, this is the top 8. So this was a
cool breakdown, though.
It is, isn't it? It's brilliant. It's the only time we've ever had it. One of each hero, no duplication. It was supposed to be done the week before, so that's probably why there was like quite a low turnout, because the Irish games, they've pretty much got a steady turnout of players. For all their events. So 1 Arachne, 1 Azalea, a Bravo, a Dash, a Dory, a Dromai, a Fi, and an Icelander.
Not much Oldham I've seen recently, which is really surprising when you look at the stats for Oldham. He is the best performing hero, and you just don't see much of him.
No.
Best conversion as well for top 8.
Yeah, he's just best conversion for top 8, for top 4, for winning. People aren't playing it though.
Yeah, but the thing is, you just go. You'd have thought that they've also would have taken it because it's his last hurrah on his current build. And you're just like, okay, let's see what he can do this one last time. Maybe it's just like other, even in the UK, it's not had a massive win rate. He's won one so far. That's it. Okay, so top 4: a Dash, a Dory, a Dromai, triple Ds, and an Icelander. So we have Dash, Dylan Thompson on Dash. He's not on fire today. He's taken Dash. I don't have the surnames for the other ones, so their surnames are now their heroes. So Dylan Dromai, Barry Dorinthia, and Joe Icelander. Okay.
Oh,
names.
Yeah.
Barry Dorinthia is a great name. So I hope Barry Dorinthia wins.
That's one of my first heroes. I love Dory. So right, okay. So we have Dylan Thompson on Dash, and he in the final was versus Dylan Dromai. Okay, who wins? Dash versus Dromai.
Dash. I'm going Dash all the way.
It's not a great matchup for Dash.
No.
Unless they're on pistols, and then they might be okay.
I still think Dash is better.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay, but you wouldn't bet against Dylan Thompson, would you? And Dylan Thompson wins on Dash. So he pulls out a triple. Well done, Dylan. It's just absolutely amazing. People must really love it when you turn up at a tournament. They just go, just give him the gold foil now.
He's rolling in it.
It's just, it's amazing. Well done. Really well played, Dylan. It's really hard winning 3. You've played fantastic. Absolutely smashed it out of the park for the beginning of the year. So proud.
Should fuel his Baltimore trip.
Yeah, if he wants to go to Baltimore or sell it, and then you got your cases for outside, isn't you? So whichever way you want to do it. Or he just he wins that many in Ireland. He's probably just got a whole cave of gold now. He's just like, Righty, let's go to Alpha Games in Stanton. 11 players, 7 heroes. I've spelt heroes wrong again. It's amazing what I pick up when when I'm looking at it now. Reroll Games. Thanks to Dylan Dromai for all the information. Cheers, mate. Thank you. So off to Alpha Games, Stanton. 11 players, 7 heroes.
Something is missing there.
Yeah, there's a hero not quite there.
There's a hero who's normally there, but he's not there at the moment.
Do you know why he isn't there? Because you didn't go to this one, George. 2 Bolton, 2 Briar, 2 Icelander, spell that wrong, 2 Rhinar, 1 Dorinthia, 1 Dromai, and a Katsu. So, it's brilliant.
The other ninja.
Yeah, one ninja turned up. Whether or not he was, kitty cat is another thing. Okay, so.
Crazy.
Huh?
It's just crazy. Like, it's the first Pro Quest in the UK without Fi in it, like, at all.
Yeah, no Fi.
It's whether or not people are travelling into London, isn't it? They might have just gone, okay, I'll travel into London and do that one. I don't know. Okay, but this is what I do know. Top 4. 1 Dory, 1 Dromai, 1 Katsu, and a Rhinar. So the first time, I think Katsu's made it into the top 4.
Come on, Katsu.
Okay, so Nick Walsh was on Dorinthia, Michael Jones was on Dromai, Matthew Smith was on Katsu, and Daniel Scupham was on Rhinar. So the final was a classic. A classic battle.
It was a Katsu Dory final.
No, it was a classic battle of Dory versus Rhinar. Okay, we've got Nick Walsh on Dory versus Daniel Scupham on Rhinar.
Oh. I'll go Rhinar. I'll go first this time. I'll say Rhinar.
I'll go Rhinar as well. I believe in the brute boy.
Yeah, Daniel Scupham, he rode the brute life and he won.
Excellent.
Well done, Dan. Awesome. Everybody's just roaring in approval of that. Yeah, well done for taking Rhinar to the win. And that was all thanks to, all the results were thanks to Try Hard Dan. So I don't know if that was actually Dan Scupham himself. But brilliant win. It's nice to put a different hero on the map for sure.
I was about to say it's nice to see a bit of freshness in the game too, and it's not just everybody's playing Fly. It's actually quite a nice one. I like this one.
Thing is, you don't know if he's getting those really awesome terms of like savage beatdowns and berserks. So you're just like, oh my god, he just like
winning with a cheeky reckless swing.
Yeah. Just finish me now. A cheeky intimidate 4. That's what I've done.
Oops, no hand.
Too bad for you. So, Protect Games in Stockton-on-Tees. I couldn't fit Stockton-on-Tees on the little thing. It just wouldn't let me do it. It's too bloody long. Right, okay. So up north, not quite as far as Newcastle. So 3-5, 3 Highlander, 3 Oldham. See, this is where we're getting to the land of cold again. 2 Bravos, 2 Dromai, 2 Dory, 2 Rhinar, and then one of Arachne, Briar, Katsu, and Lexi. So another Katsu's got in there.
A lot of Guardians.
Yeah, a lot of Guardians, a lot of ice. Okay, so top 8, 2-5, 1.
I made it.
Battled all the no Islander. So 2-5, 1 Bravo, 1 Briar, 1 Dory, 1 Dromai, 1 Katsu. The Katsu makes it into the top 8. Well done. I'm going to say whoever you are because you do not make it into the top 4.
Just before we start, is George's camera frozen or is it just on my end?
It's on your end. He's moving around on my end.
That's fine. Cool.
Yeah, let's do a little dance. Right, the fire players. Lila Green, Matthew Duggan on fire. Tom Barnaby Pass is on Bravo. So I know Tom as being a Rhinar player, and I've always known him to be Rhinar, and he has switched to Bravo and made it into a top 4. Craig Johnson is on Oldham. So we have a fire mirror. Lila Green versus Matthew Duggan.
Ooh, I reckon.
Go on. I'll go Lila. Oh, yeah, you got to pick the person now.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't say Fi. Even I can get that.
Well, you get them wrong. I can't get this one wrong now.
All right, you got bonus point. You got that one right, but you got to pick the player. Lila or Matthew?
Lila. I'm going Lila.
Okay, sorry. So James is Lila and George is Matthew.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Matthew Duggan won this one.
Oh.
So well done, Matthew, because Lila is a fierce fire player. So yeah, commiserations there, Lila. So congratulations to Matthew Duggan. Well done for picking up the win with fight. Yeah, brilliant. Okie dokie. So the biggest one that we have on the Sunday, Rule 0 in London. 32 players, 12 heroes. 7 Fi. Jesus, this is where all the Fi players went.
5 Rhinar.
5 Rhinar. 4 Islander.
There was so much Rhinar, and they were all doing really well. You look at the top tables, it was just Rhinar. It was crazy how much Rhinar there was.
After the games, did they all go in a huddle and like, oh, what's your profession?
There was so many different types of Rhinar. There was the aggro Rhinar, there was control Rhinar, there was a Rhinar with blue faithful scenes in his deck. It was just insane.
So I don't know what's going on at Rule 0, but they're a savage bunch down there. So 3 Dash, 2 Bolton, 2 Bravo, 2 Briar, 2 Dromai, 2 Oldham, only 2 Oldham, an Arachne, a Dory, and a Viserai. Okay, what was it like? Because I've never been to Rule 0. What's it like there?
I've never been there either. This was my first time going, and it was brilliant. Again, it was really, really fancy in Rule 0. When we went there, one of the Bolton players, so Quinn, he didn't actually have a ticket, so it was very close to me not actually playing this event. And we were just hoping that one guy didn't show up, and then right at the end we got confirmation there's going to be a free ticket, so we were able to all play.
Thank God for that.
Really, Rule 0 is really nice. I recommend people have if you're local to London, just go down there. It's just really, really chilled area. Right,
Rule 0, top 8, 2 Fi, 2 Bravo, a Dory, an Oldham, a Rhinar, and a Viserai.
Where did the Fi go?
Well, we know
got eaten up by the brutes.
Where did the Rhinar go?
There's one.
Got eaten up by the Bravos, apparently.
Right, so top 4. George Rodger on Fi. Daniel Collett on Fi. He was the king of Swiss. Well done, Dan. He must have been absolutely bouncing off the wall because he's a follow club mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas Hall on Bravo. I bet he absolutely loved it when he saw you in the top 4 and he's not on your side of the run. I bet he was just looking at you going.
So Tom
really?
lost to Dan obviously the same deck. And he's supposed to be so like he sees like me and Dan both on the same deck on the other side of the bracket, but he was playing Alex Chitu again on
They all
Viscerai. It's the exact same game as last time, last week in Darksphere, which was so funny. The top 4 had 3 of the same players.
So I would say to you, how does just tell everybody how this turns out, because yeah, there's a bit of a weird one. Deals are made as they sometimes do. So
the Bravo Viscerai game was played.
Yeah.
That looked like a real close game, ending in the classic Dominate Crippling Crush that couldn't be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fire Mirror that wasn't played because I already have an invite, and I really want to see Dan come with me to Baltimore. I don't want to be alone there.
Yeah,
you keep me warm. So
well,
see you to Dan. Congratulations, Tom. He's about to be a father. So good news, going to be a father. Bad news, can't go to Baltimore. So deals were struck, and Dan won, and he's off to Baltimore with me, which is brilliant.
Well done,
I know what that being a father is being like. I'm new to that one as well.
It means you can't have a newborn and then head off to America to play cards.
Basically, yeah, it basically does. It does. All the best, Tom. Yeah, it's a fun one. Enjoy it while it lasts. Barry's probably got some more experience than I have.
Yeah, I'm coming to the other side of that, mate. They're a bit more independent now. I've just got school homework, heading into secondary schools and stuff like that. It's a whole new chapter. It don't get any easier. It's just what I mean. I can say, oh yeah, yours is really easy. That's only because I know what I'm doing. But I have no idea what I'm doing now. But everybody, it's just like you muddle through the best you can.
Yeah, the first 2 months I'd say probably have been the most stressful for me so far. Like, just the intense crying, the consistent feeds, stuff. The crying's like quite heart-wrenching. I find sometimes it's like I don't really want to hear my baby cry. So it's a difficult one, but it's a lot better now. There's a lot more facial expressions. There's a lot more smiles. There's some more enjoyment out of it now. That's for sure.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so the winner for this one was Dan Collett. So well done, Dan. His first ever win. He always leaves it to the last competition he goes into. Last event. He did it with Bash.
Last event.
Yeah, RTN.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah. He should only enter one.
He did it. Undefeated. He had a really great day.
That's really, really good. Well done, dude. I can't wait to see you at the shop on Thursday. Righty. So that is all the events. So let's go watch the map.
Hey.
Oh, look at that. Dundee just fits in under George. So I just made Fire really big for London. He's planted his flag in London. He's like, yeah, the rebellion is here. So yeah, it's a bit of an outliers. Old Fire down at the bottom in Plymouth, down there on the bottom left. But England last year was Fire. Ireland last year was Fire. Nothing's really changed. Like what you said earlier, Oldham being, you're looking at sort of like the most dominant deck in the meta. It's probably picked up the most wins. Certainly not the case in the UK. I would say everybody needs to up their Oldham game, but they don't because his deck's about to change as of today, isn't it? 30th.
Yeah, today. Yeah, all of it changed now.
Yeah. So
already got my head to the grindstone working out how to build these decks now.
How to beat the new Oldham. Okay, so Briar, the lone Briar, Alex Marsden, well done in Nottingham. Dash, Dylan Thompson. Fi, Bartosz Jankowski, Dylan Thompson. 2 for George in London. Daniel Collett in London. Tom Evans in Plymouth. Matthew Duggan, Stockton-on-Tees. James Thorgood in York. Lexi, Osama McDonald. You are holding your own up there, fella. Well done. Really, really good. Islander, Zhang Nguyen in Canterbury, Jack Raven in Bristol and in Southampton, Jake Warburton in Manchester, the lone Oldham, Nathan Hills in Northampton, and Reinar. Is Norfolk now the Savage Lands? It's just like...
it's really hard to get to. So
yeah, don't come here. You're going to get smashed by a Reinar. Right, okie dokie. So let's find out what the gold foil booty haul is. Okay, so the booty haul, yeah. It's like we're pirates. 3 Achilles accelerators have been found. 1 bone vizier. I think that was in 7th Dimension Belfast. I was given basically 2 lots of gold foils, and I kind of just went, all right, I'll put that one there. Bullseye braces by you, George, in Mana Screw.
Yeah.
And you got the Rule 0 one as well, the Achilles accelerator in Rule 0, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep. Crater Fist, Dyson Destiny, Canterbury, the Death Dealers, 3 Death Dealers, Dark Sphere, Living Realms and Underworld Gaming, Halo of Illumination, Excelsior Comics, I should say, Iris of Reality, Alpha Games and Reroll Games in Navan. Now, undoubtedly, what I think is the best one, and there's quite a few people who think they're the best ones, is Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. We've done very well in the UK. We've got 3 of them. Highlander Games.
So lucky to get 3 lynxes. Bad
Moon Cafe by yourself, George. Seeing that unwrapped, unveiled, on stream by Buggerlugs was absolutely
if you
brilliant.
hear the noise, the room just erupts when we open it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Winning on fire, you flip it and it just roars because the lynx gets revealed. It's brilliant.
Board in the City in Southampton, Jack Raven won that one. So 2 unopened ones, EH Gaming in York and Protect Games in Stockton-on-Tees. Can I just say, massive shout out to Sean. He's known as Buggerlugs on Discord. His stream Armory Nights. He has worked tirelessly this ProQuest season. He's done 2 events. 2 events in London last weekend, 2 events in London this weekend. He's been absolutely fantastic. Well, no, sorry, he did London and Southampton, didn't he, last weekend? So he's travelled, he's recorded. Hats off to you, mate. You've done really, really well. Thank you for everything
really
you've done.
good quality as well. I'd recommend just watching the games. He's put loads of effort in. How he pops up all the cards that are being played, tries to make it as clear as possible what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really understand what's going on in the game. The streams are just brilliant. Really recommend this if you want to just watch some really high quality Flesh and Blood games. Have a look at his recordings; they're great.
Yeah, I like the camera angle he does of the players as well. Like a lot of the camera angles is just the board, but I really like seeing the players in their thinking process as well. So that was quite fresh to see because I don't think even the not even the Pro Tour guys do it as far as I know. They just
they have one on the face, don't they?
Do. Yeah, but it's really good, really high quality his streams.
Yeah, so he's done really well, and he's really good at providing me all the information. I just go, "Oh, Sean, what you got?" and he just sends me it. He's just, dude's amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, we wouldn't really have a show without all the people that send us all the information. So I guess it's just a real big thank you to everyone who does send Baz the information, because we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So thank you. Indeed,
yeah. Okay, so card market time. So this is last week. So what we covered last week: Crown of Dominion. The Royal decks that are coming out. Royal Briar. We saw James Swandale was doing Royal Bravo at Rule 0.
So the Royal Bravo, he has asked me to correct you. He is King Bravo.
King Bravo.
He is King Bravo.
Well, he is, because he made it into the top 8 with it. Yeah, it's the only game I saw. He kind of missed a few triggers. I put on there he's probably nervous, but he came back and just went, nah, it's fine.
I watched him. So I was on table 2 and I looked over and I just saw him play a Pulverize. He played a Terra Thunder and then just played the Pulverize, pitching just a red. So what is going on over there?
I make resources for free. So yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, that deck. Okay, but that was last week. What's this week? So as of today, Monday, the 30th. So this is how it is after the banned and suspended announcements. Titan's Fist gets in there, the cold foil version, comes in at number 3. It's just like, oh my god.
All the oldest panic buying.
Yeah. I can't go with an ordinary token card that I picked up in draft for Toa. I've got to pick up a cold foil Titan's Fist. What was that from? An Armory event? Were they?
It's a promo.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my cold foil Titan's Fist from Mark. He's because it never arrived for him.
We didn't get our shitty Christmas presents either. So yeah, apparently there was problems.
Do you want one? I've got 3.
If you got one spare, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll give you one, mate. I've got 3. I'll give you a shitty Xmas gift.
So the other thing that I was quite surprised with, coming in at number 8, welcome to Wraith Unlimited Booster Box. So basically people are going, I've got Oldham, fuck it, I'm going to go play Bravo and I need a load of Bravo cards.
I saw that. I was really surprised that like welcome to Wraith Unlimited boosters like came up crazy. It was just so crazy. It's always just random. I just didn't expect to see something like that. Even like Snapdragons at number 10, I thought, what is going on here?
Yeah, but the other
Remembrance at number 1.
Yeah, this is the Oldham players going to Bravo. It's just like, we better get the Bravo train going. We've even got Dash players going, right, I'm going to stock up on maximum velocity because Hyperthermia is going. That's it, baby. We're in. We're coming in for 10. It's no longer a popper on Dromai.
The price of Remembrance is absolutely rocketed as well. I'm pretty sure it used to be like under a euro. Tyler Spiss, I think, was maybe like €5. Wow.
So go talk to Chad at Flesh and Blood Cards. He's probably just like, yeah, man, I can't believe I got the run on Titan's Fist cold foils.
That happened as soon as Winter's Whale got banned.
Probably.
I just think it's a really random top 10. I think like it just. It's
screaming.
Can't really explain it.
It's screaming Bravo is what he's screaming. Fatigue Bravo, Sink Belows, Remembrances. It's just like, okay, yeah, we're going back to Fatigue and we're trying Bravo, see what he can do.
The Deadeye Heat Seeker combo, which I've yet to ever see happen, but it's being bought out though.
This is Riptide. This is Riptide and the New Zealand, isn't it? It's like get your cards in. Get your cards in before things start skyrocketing.
Really good if like there are more ways to get the aim counters.
Yeah. James White did say that on I Have a Fidia podcast one. He did say that sort of like there's a lot more aim stuff and the Sandscale bow tech coming. So yeah, it's probably why these cards are going now before we see what it's like. Before we see it in March 4th, isn't it? March 4th, the preview start. Okay, so that's card market. But what are we going to be doing after this? Because we've run out of events. Oh my God, we're on a break.
Are we?
Not for long.
Not for long.
Skirmish is coming in April 2023. Yay! We've got something to report on. Okay, so these are kind of like the sketchy dates at the minute. This is nothing. These are all the dates that you can find on Fab TCG. Things are subject to change. We're just reporting on basically, what's there at the minute. There are absolutely loads, so many that I could not fit them on one page.
Crazy.
So Canterbury.
I like that one in week 2. Second one down. That's what I'm happy about.
Candlekeep. Yeah. You're local. Thing is, I don't think the map is going to be big enough for all of these events. It's just going to be, oh my God, I'm going to have to split the UK up into North Midlands and South. It's just like flipping it.
I don't know if there's any more to be announced yet. I know that like this is what's currently there, and I obviously compiled the list for this, but I just don't know if there's any more. I'll keep checking.
I would think so. Skirmish is you know what I mean? They're like just above an armory. This is if you're running decent armories, you should get a Skirmish. When we were having the two shops in Northampton, we were getting both of them would get a Skirmish. It's only Manascrew now. Kingdom Gaming's not running armories at the minute.
It's a cold foil Azalea, isn't it? The prize for this one.
Okay.
So it's just Viscerai left now then, since I think the cold foil Kano was in the US, I think for a calling potentially, and now Azalea is coming out for Skirmish, so we're just waiting for Viscerai.
Is it Young Hero or was it Adult? I couldn't remember.
Heroes.
It is Young Hero.
For Skirmish, it's all Blitz, isn't it? Back to Blitz.
It is all Blitz. Yeah.
So it'll be those people who have pulled an Emperor, bought an Emperor. We're going to see Emperors.
I'll be playing Emperor. I don't even care what comes out and out loud. I'm playing Emperor.
So it's just like, you just go, most people who are like, it will be interesting to see, if the Emperor can hold his own. There was a lot of talk about it. We'll get to see what the new heroes are like.
He's not that bad, honestly. He's not that bad.
Oh, Command and Conquer. Brilliant. Right, let's get on to the other ones. So not that many filled up. This is all week 3. I've not seen Gamers World in Dublin before, so normally they don't get they didn't get a Road to Nationals or a ProQuest, so they might be quite new. Okay, but that is it. That is the whole show. Thank you so much for taking part in ProQuest. Thank you so much for providing all the information. Thanks to Liam Canning for providing some games, and I shall try and get them on as fast as possible so everyone can see what it's like in Fanboy. George,
in March.
Pre-release in March, yeah. George, 4 gold foil haul, 2 wins. Dude, you know, off the back of winning, you know, UK Nationals, you've started off this well, phenomenally well. There was some guy in the chat on the Armoury Nights was saying, can't somebody else have a go? Has George got to win them all? And it's just like, well, you got to beat him.
I had a good few weeks, I'll be honest. Yeah. things just going my way. My deck just wanted to keep drawing well. You know, Art of Wars back to back. It's like, just give it to me. You know, it was really good.
Yeah, when you know things are working well when you get smashed by Thomas Hall, and then you basically come back with 3 turns of Art of War and digs you out of that pit, and you go on to win it. So
yeah. had an Oldham game where it was like we were at 1-1 for absolutely ages as well. Yesterday against Lubos, so that was really dicey as well. So I nearly had a loss, but went undefeated this weekend, which was obviously really great. Really happy about that.
So what was your win loss record over the ProQuest season?
31 wins and 4 losses.
That's a bit bonkers, isn't it?
How does that help your rating? Like, do the 4 losses sort of counter?
I lose so much for a loss.
Well, that's what I mean. So
I think I lose. It takes me like 4 wins to make up a loss.
Okay, so you should have, in theory, be positive then.
Oh, I will be positive, but
yeah,
every loss is takes 4 wins to make back, so it's hard.
So let's talk about that. Because oh dear, that hasn't fitted. Let's get rid of that. Do you think that's because Matthew Folks, when we were in Leeds, brought up the question of ELO and and the ProQuest, and he didn't think it was worth actually playing in the ProQuest to affect his ELO rating. What do you think?
So Matt's even higher than me. So he would gain potentially less than 1. So how it works is you get there's a K rating of 8 for these events.
Yeah.
Which means you basically have 8 ELO up for contestant every time you play. Because Matt is so high, he will probably gain 1 for a win and 7 for a loss. It could even be more than that. It could be even more extreme. Which means it's never worth it for him to really play these events unless he really feels confident in going undefeated. And obviously Matt is a fantastic player, but asking to go undefeated consistently is asking so much.
But this is what has happened with Rob Catton when I spoke to him in Manascrew. You know what I mean? If you're not, like you said, if you're not being undefeated, he's really going to suffer. I mean, he got top 8 in the Worlds. And he's just like, you got to go undefeated of every event. He wants to play every event, but the stress actually builds up because it's like any loss, you're just thinking, well, I need to be in the top 50 to get into, for my ELO rating invite. Yeah. It's just like, it's not a great position to be in. You just think, are other players who see that they're in top 50 just go, I ain't going to play. I'm not going to play.
So. Genuinely, I think some of the top Worlds players won't play many ProQuests because if you're planning on getting in through if you're not planning on getting in through winning or a PTI and you want to go to Baltimore, then you need that top 50 ELO. So why play? Everyone else who's playing will lose.
Sorry, I was gonna say if they confirm that they're definitely doing ELO invites because it was all XP last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, this year there is ELO invites. I don't think we have a confirmation of how many people, but we're expecting to be 50 again, so top 50. I think I'm gonna be like 60, so I'm gonna just miss out, unfortunately, on the XP invite. But I've got an invite for winning, so.
But the thing is, that was for you. You know what I mean? Okay, you'd have felt a bit of pressure at Leeds, but then you won on week 2, didn't you? You won in London. So you just go, the pressure of you actually performing well. I mean, you've performed amazing, but the actual pressure is off. You just like, well, I've got my invite. I can just, I can play for fun.
Yeah, and that's all I was doing. I was playing for fun. Like once got my invite, I knew I could just like get my friend's invite. So I wanted to come. Who wanted to come to Baltimore with me, and that's what I was playing for. Playing for that.
I guess the question presents itself then: if you've got like, we'll just say 50 players here. If you've got 50 players whose ELO is so high that it's sort of almost uncontestable until other people catch up, are we going to come to a point where it's actually like stagnant invites, where it's the same 50 people constantly getting invites? Because other players will play each other, their ratings will go up and down, and you've got these top 50 players who've capitalized on early ELO. So,
no, so the reason that won't work will be unless they go to because if they go to a Worlds or a Pro Tour, the K rating jumps to 32.
Right.
So anyone can win a Pro Quest, right, and get an invite. So someone could have like a 1500 rating, go to one of these major events, beat a guy with like a 1750, 1800 rating, and then it'll be the exact situation, but rather than being 1 to 7, instead it's like 5 to like 27. Like you lose 27 elo, so you can't just like hold your elo and not ever play, because you're still going to lose that elo if you like don't consistently play at a higher level at these events. And the best way to keep doing well at events is to keep playing events. So you got to really go to these events and stuff. But Matt is so high that I completely understand why he's made the decision he made.
So
miles above a lot of people.
Oh, go on, sorry, Barry.
I was going to say, but I mean, LSS are releasing this game into more and more countries. Like Brazil, they've got it last year. Practically a new country. Well, they're going to get Pro Quest and they're going to get into the Pro Tour. And you're just like, well, those players are going to upset the apple cart, aren't they? Because they're not going to be. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
And they're going to pick up some wins and sort of like start affecting sort of like the more seasoned players.
Flesh and Blood is a really young game, and ELO doesn't represent completely the best players in the world still, because the best players in the world may not be playing the game just yet because it's still so young, or they haven't played enough major events. There's only been 3 huge events so far where the K ratings have really been able to like boost people's ELO to the point where they are now. So as more years of Flesh and Blood go on, then that sort of ELO rating will really start to show the guys who are truly the best of the best. Like there are obviously some there who are clearly phenomenal players, like Michael Hamilton and Matt Folks. They're gonna stay up there, but other people are going to be balancing around there, and some will start going down when the other players start coming into it. So yeah, I don't think it'll be stagnant, but you'll really start to see the true fantastic players stay up there.
Sure. I guess the other part of that is like, if players like Matt Folks, yourself, Michael Hamilton, aren't then attending events like lower events, for example, because they want to protect the ELO, I would almost say like that's almost like a reason for players like maybe myself or other similar situations who want to go and actually try and beat these other players. It's like it's a testament to themselves, and they want to test themselves against these top level players. And it's almost like, well, I will never play at that point unless I get to their level, or I guess to get to world champs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
One of the things in Magic that I really enjoyed back in the day is like when you go to like Grand Prix or other even like lower events, you'd get some semi pros or pros turn up without actually affecting their ELO. I know the system was different for Magic, and that's fine. You could have players turn up and you could test yourself against other players and things like that. Do you think that there or not necessarily change the system, but adapt the system so that those people in higher ratings can still attend events, still risk their ELO potentially, but it's an incentive for other players to go to the event because a certain big player would be there. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or not. It doesn't.
Yeah. You're asking, is there like a way to get this so you can entice the big players to go to these events? I mean, the enticement I think that's there is the gold foil is still something to play for, right? Like Pounds and Links, I think, sells for over $1,000. So that is an incentive right there for these big players to go to these events, in my opinion. And that's how I'd look at it. Is the incentive should just be the cash incentive for these expensive cards, which they currently do. So if people still make the decision not to go to these events, then that's their choice, I guess.
Yeah, the good thing is, because we haven't really encountered this problem. It's only sort of like like we were saying, Matt's decided not to join in, which is a real shame for the UK community. But sort of like, what I mean, it's like because they're smaller sized events. Around about 30 players. You would say, you can't really count the Leeds one. The season tournament players are still doing more than one, and you get to play. Sort of like even me. You know what I mean? You get to play the likes of Nathan Hills. You get to play the likes of Rob Catton. And it's sort of like, what I mean? When you go to a really big event, you're just like, I ain't going to play these players. You know what I mean? They're going to be, the chances are of me drawing them sort of like, round 1 or 2. I might get to sort of like sit opposite one and have a bit of a chat. But it's sort of like, what I mean? It is a real opportunity to play a fantastic player.
When I get paired into people at your smaller events, like two things are said to me usually. One is, why did I get paired into you? Is one of them, or the other one is, oh, I have a chance to beat you.
Yeah.
That's how I'd be. I'd be like, I want to beat you.
Yeah. And I think that's great. Like both are fine. I mean, I wouldn't want to be paired into like a really really high ranked player. When you're in your first round, that kind of sucks.
I relish it. Like me personally, and it could just be my perspective. Like I relish that opportunity. If I got paired to Matt Folks round 1, or I got paired into you round 1, I'd be like, right, let's fucking go. Like let's just do it. Because like I'm never probably going to get the opportunity again. I'm like, right, I've got a chance to prove myself as a player. Like, let's see if I can have a good game. And at the end of it, I'll be like, do you think was anything I could do better? How do you feel the game went? Like, try and ask for advice, because naturally, it's only way you're going to get better, in my opinion, is like, if we play the game, for example, George, and you won, I'd probably be like, cool, how do you feel the game went? Do you feel it was one-sided? Do you think I did anything wrong? It's the only way I'm going to learn, and it's the only way I'm going to get better, is if I get paired up to more experienced players than myself.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, having the experienced player playing against you consistently, all it will do is improve you, because you will learn how to do some like the higher level stuff. The way that when people ask me this question, I would say, like, the step 1 is like learning your deck. Like, obviously that's really important, but that is not the most important thing in Flesh and Blood. Knowing your deck is just like the most basic part. The next part is then playing both sides of the table and understanding what your opponent's deck's trying to do and how your deck is meant to interact with your opponent's deck. Once you start getting to that step, you can really start calling yourself a really experienced player, and those win rates will start to skyrocket in against decks.
All right, cool. Let's end it there. Thank you so much, George. Fantastic season so far. James, thank you so much for coming on. It's brilliant. And we shall see you all in April.
See you in April. Have a good one.
Enjoy Outsiders.
2-month break.
Bye.